Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to review part 3 of the test, and then I'm going to have you retake 5 questions that go over the same thing. Part 3 of the test was writing equations from situations, but be it a graph or a table or a word problem. So here we have got a graphed line that has a slope of -4 and passes through the point -4, 14. The first thing I'm going to do, because I know the slope, I'm one who I like to cross things out so that I know what I'm not going to use, because I know that I'm going to have y equals -4x to start my equation, because that's my slope. I'm going to cross anything that doesn't have that out. So I know it's not b, and I know it's not d, because those both don't have a slope of -4. So I've narrowed myself down to a and c. So what I'm going to do is now, because I know my slope, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to take and I am going to just take my slope, which is -4, and I'm going to multiply it by my x value that I have, which is also -4. So I'm saying 4 times -4, because remember, I take my slope and multiply by x. And then I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, well, I know that that is going to be a positive 16. My next step is to figure out how I get from 16 to 14. Okay. And to get from 16 to 14, I have to go down 2. So that means that my y-intercept is going to be -2. So I'm going to write that here. Okay. So then I look for the equation that matches that, and that's going to be A. So that's my answer, because this one is +2, so it doesn't work. Okay, my next one, I'm saying Chanel is reading an assigned book for her history class. The graph below shows the number of pages remaining in the book based on the number of hours she spent reading. Write an equation in slope-intercept form to represent the situations. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to find my slope. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to have y equals. Well, it's really important to pay attention to how far I'm going, how my numbers are going. I'm going down 20 each time. I know that my slope is going to be negative, and I'm going to go ahead and count. I'm going 1. I'm going 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. So going from there to there, and I started at the top, that's where I just saw the clearest sight. Now you can also go, and it might even be easier, because I do see here, I wasn't able to see it a little earlier, but I see that I have a point here. So pick your points. This one's actually a little bit better. So there and there. So going from 180 to 140, I'm going down 20, 40. So I know that I'm going down 40. That's my first part of my slope. Okay. I'm going over by 1. So I go over 1. All right, so I'm going over 1 to get there. So I'm saying that my slope is -40x. I am saying that I start with 180, because remember, my start is my slope, or is my y-intercept. So I know that I'm starting here at 180. So I know that it's my slope is going to be, or my y-intercept is going to be 180. So I go ahead and I put plus 180. And if you're having trouble seeing that, because obviously I am, we know that we have a slope. It's going to be y, our equation is going to be y equals -40x plus 180. All right. Next, we're going to go down and we're going to look. We've got another word problem. It says Archimedes is draining his 30-gallon bathtub. For every 2 minutes that pass, 7 gallons of water are drained. Which of the following functions can represent the number of gallons of water in the tub W as a function of the minutes that have passed? So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and figure out what my y-intercept and my slope are. So I first find my slope. So I'm going to go ahead and just type in here. I've got y equals, okay? I'm saying my keyword for change is, I said, for every 2 minutes that pass, 7 gallons of water are drained. That's kind of a clue that I know that I'm going to have my y-intercept there. So I am saying, so I'm going to go ahead and say that it's for every 2 minutes, 7 gallons of water are drained. That means I'm going down 7 gallons in 2 minutes. So we'll go ahead and click on this. I'm going to add to it. So that's going to have to be a fraction, because, and we always do time at the bottom. So that's why I do this, the gallons at the top. So we're saying going down 7 gallons every 2 minutes. That's my slope. So because I've got my slope, I'm going to go ahead and cross out anything that doesn't have that -7/2. So I'm crossing that out. I'm crossing this out because it's not negative. Even though it's 7/2, it's not going to get negative. C works, D doesn't. So I know that I start with 30, so we're good there. So I know my answer is C. Okay. Next one I'm going to do is number 4. It says, which is the equation of the line that passes through the point? Well, remember, first thing I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to find my slope. So I'm saying, okay, well, I've got 4 and I've got 3 and I've got 6 and I've got 2. Okay, to get from 3 to 2, which I'm going to go over and do now, I'm saying I'm going down 1. Okay, to get from 4 to 6, I am going up 2. So that gives me a slope. We're going to call that a slope of -1/2. And I know that's one that I switched in. So I've got -1/2, which is the same as -1/2. So I know I'm going to go ahead and cross that again. I know this one doesn't work. This one's not a negative. These two could work. There was a mistype there. That's why that is such a mess. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my slope and I'm going to pick 2 points. And the 2 points that I pick, I'm going to pick 4 and 3. So I'm going to take that 1/2 and I'm going to multiply it by -1/2 and I'm going to multiply it by 4. So I'm saying, okay, half times 4, -1/2 times 4 is going to equal -2. So I'm saying to get from -2, I'm saying I'm going from -2 to get to 3. How far am I going to go? Okay. When I do that, I say, okay, well, I am going up 5. The only one that matches it is going to be C. So I'm going to go ahead and cross D out. We know it's C. Our last question is going to cabin charges renters a cost per night plus a fee for cleaning. The table shows the cost of renting the cabin based on the number of nights. Which of the following is a true statement? Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find the slope and the y-intercept first. So I'm going to go ahead and to find my slope, I'm going to put it in a table or put it in kind of a T-chart. I can't really do a T-chart here as easily, but I'm going through and I'm saying, okay, well, I know that I've got 0 and 75 are my first points. Okay. And I've got 2 and 325 for my next points. Okay. Well, to go from 0 to 2, I am going up 2. To get from 7 to 325, I'm going to take 325 and I'm going to go ahead and subtract 75 and I get 250. So I'm going up 250. Okay. Then I do 250 and I'm going to divide it by 2 and I'm going to get a slope of 125. So that's my slope. That's saying that's how much I'm charged per night. We can tell that it's a per night charge. So then I look for my y-intercept. Well, my y-intercept is where x equals 0. Well, x equals 0 if I go in and I'm like, oh, I'm going to cancel. I still have to pay that cleaning fee of $75. So we go through now and we're going to see if that matches. So we're saying the fee is $75. Well, cabin costs $75 per night. Nope. We know that our slope is 125. So that's where that confused a lot of you. We know that doesn't work. We say the cleaning fee is $125 per night. Well, it says a fee for cleaning. This is our fee for cleaning. That is our y-intercept. We're charging that no matter what. So it can't be $125. The situation can be represented by the equation y equals 125x, which would be our slope. I agree with that. Plus 75, which is our y-intercept. I agree with that. So that means C is the only one that's true. Go ahead and take and do your 5 questions now.